Hi there. Today, I want to talk to you about how to build a winning team. So I'm going to go over the 6 keys to build a winning team and what it means. Now, I just wanted to let you know that this stuff really does work. I've been doing this for over 15 years now. I've had hundreds of clients. We've helped people build great teams. We've helped people build great cultures. We've helped people build amazing businesses. So I'll give you a couple of examples. I work with a excavation company. His name's Eric. And when I started working with Eric, he had about 8 employees. They were doing a pretty good business. Now the business is really more than 10 times as big as it was. And he's just bought another company. We're up to just less than 50 people in the one business. And then of course we bought another business that has a ton more people. So I've worked with a roofing company. It started out at about 800,000. They're at 10 million now. He's gone from around 10 employees to up to about 70, including contract laborers. So this stuff works. I work with an engineering firm where, it was sort of one office. Now we have 3 offices. We're up to almost 20 people. We went from sort of a handful to 20 people in a number of years. He's grown by over 1,100%. So the stuff works. I want you to dig in. I want you to understand the concepts. And then let's book in a strategy session to chat with me about, or one of my team members, about how to build your team. It's free. We'll talk about where you are now, where you want to be. We'll talk about what's in between. We'll help you build a mini plan. And then it's up to you whether you would like to work with us or not. So let's get on with it. Let's get into the 6 keys to a winning team. So the first key is strong leadership. General Schwarzkopf said, when put in command, take charge. You've got to be the leader. Now, how are you going to be a better leader? Well, first of all, do the work. Some of leadership comes by doing, some by experience, but a lot of it has already been done. There is a lot to learn in books. If you Google leadership books, I reckon you're going to probably get 1 million books that you can do. Go in there and get a few of them and begin to work on yourself. Jim Rohn said, if you want to be a success, work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Well, that's what I'm saying here. Go to work on yourself and leadership. If you'd like to chat with me about how to do that, get a bit of a plan to put together on your learning plan, I'm happy to chat with you about that. Number 2, you got to have a strong common goal. Now, if you're a business owner, that might be, your goal might be personal. So it might be, I want to have X amount of dollars and I don't want to work that much. Well, that ain't going to enroll and inspire. The common goal or the vision for your business needs to enroll and inspire people. Ours at ActionCOACH is World Abundance through Business Re-Education. That enrolls and inspires some people, other people it doesn't. But the people that are enrolled and inspired, they come on as clients, as employees, as coaches, whatever. But you got to have a common goal that will enroll and inspire people. President Kennedy set a goal for us to put a man on the moon in 10 years when he was president. That is a common goal. The country could get behind it. You got to find something that people will get behind, that will want to be part of. And that's more and more important today. More and more people entering the workforce tonight, they want to make money, but have enough to live on. But what's more important to them is their purpose, is something they can believe in, something they can work towards. So get clear on your common goal and make it something that can enroll and inspire people individually. So you got to have, even on a small team, you need to have a common goal. You don't hear about a football team saying, oh, I think we'll just go and play games. No, they've always got a goal, like to go to the Super Bowl or whatever it is. They've got a goal for their team. Number 3, the rules of the game. This is often overlooked. This is about culture. This is about empowering your team to be able to make decisions. If they understand the culture, in other words, if the culture is defined, written down, in place, the values, the beliefs, the behaviors that you expect out of the people, then it's going to be real easy for them to make a decision, because either the the decision will be within culture or without of culture. And if you might have made a different decision than your team would make, but if they made it within culture, then it should be okay. All right. There's millions of ways to get to the same result, to get to the same outcome. Now, there might be more efficient ways, better ways, worse ways, but if it's within culture, it's usually going to work out okay. So you got to have great rules of the game. Okay. A great culture in your business. You got to have a plan. I don't care what you are. You know, the old saying, you know, people don't plan to fail, they just fail to plan is right. If you don't have an action plan, which by the way is nothing more than who does what by when. One of my mentors told me one time, he said, Bill, most people are not good at planning, but they are good at calendaring, which guess what is a plan. So if you're scared of planning, if you have a problem with planning, you can come chat with me. We'll get that worked out. But, you know, if nothing else, you know, have a strong who does what by when. What is your action plan? Number 5, you got to support risk taking. Now, I'm not talking about bungee jumping or climbing mountains or rappelling or any of that stuff. But what I am talking about is crawl before you walk, walk before you run. It's like a kid, right? You give them a little bit of rope and see how they do. And then if they do well, then you give them a little bit more. If they don't, then you've got to make adjustments and get there. It's the same with your team. You wouldn't say to a little baby that stood up and then fell down, oh, just stay down there because you can't walk. You don't stay there. You say, no, get back up. You got to support risk taking. You got to give people a little bit of leeway. They're going to make mistakes, but you know, John Maxwell wrote a book called Failing Forward. It's like, how fast can you make mistakes? But, you know, you've got to allow your people to learn. And the only way they're going to learn is by doing and making some mistakes. So there's going to be some risk. Just dole it out a little by little. Don't give them big things until they're ready for it. Give them small things, give them a little bit bigger, medium, a little bit bigger, large. You know, Jimmy Stewart said that the way you become successful in show business is you get small parts and small plays, then you get big parts and small plays, then you get small parts and big plays, and then you get big parts and big plays. And that's how it works with risk taking. Little by little by little by little. The last thing that's key to building the team is 100% involvement and inclusion. And when I do this workshop, and by the way, one of the great things that we can do is do a team building workshop. We'll go over the 6 keys. If people understand it, they love to get behind this. Okay. But one of the things is, as a business owner, as a leader, as a manager, you have to include the team. If you're out here trying to do it all and keeping secrets and all this stuff, you can't do it. You have to include the team. It's up to you to include the team. It's up to them to be involved. But we have to explain that to the team. If they don't understand they're supposed to be involved, they don't understand what 100% involvement means, then they can't play. Now, let me give you an example of what 100% involvement means. What it means is, well, let me use driving as an example. All of you can get on an interstate and you can drive 50, 60 miles down the road. And will you be 100% involved in that driving experience? No, you won't, because you're a competent driver. And what that means is that you can listen to the radio. You can look around every once in a while. You can maybe get on a phone call. Listen to a podcast. There's a ton of things that you can do that wouldn't be 100% involvement. Now, if we went to, say, a Charlotte Motor Speedway and we did the Richard Petty driving experience and we were going around the oval at 175 miles an hour, would you be 100% involved in that driving experience? Yes, you would, because you would be right there. That's what you want out of your team. You want them 100% involved, so they're playing full out. That means, life is a mirror. You have to play full out. So 100% inclusion, that's you playing full out. 100% involvement, that's them playing full out. So I hope this has been great. I hope you've enjoyed the learning. Remember to book in for that strategy session with me or one of my team. We'd love to talk to you about how to build your business. Until next time, all the best.